photo specialist, photographer at Parks Canada. She's an adventure guide and has traveled all around the world. She's a mother. Here to share her story, the adventurous Sophie Deschamps.
As humans, certainly as parents, you learn to pick your battles. If I had to memorize or improvise, I would have said no. Impossible. This explains why my journey comes with glasses and ink on fallen trees. Music by my brother, Sylvain. You're a genius. I found a boathouse. Inside, there is always a quest for light. And by inside, I mean within. And by light, the contrasts with the darkness. I also mean the light moving through the cycle of the sun, the moon, the way you feel it when you stand still in one place. A forced stillness when your feet can't find the strength to move your mind. I found a boathouse. My shadow traveled through. It was late August, and I wanted to be there. An annual family gathering at the cottage. It's the best place to be when the days are long, when the dark lake water is warm, when the shades of green are at their deepest. We rise with the first sun rays and fade with the flames traveling north to the stars. I wanted to be there to see them play, a freedom I may have forgotten. Do you remember? When you could replace time with forests, insects, tall grass, and clouds. When you could follow dreams using the footsteps left in mud and rain, and we played, and I found the light in their eyes. Play is the highest form of research, said Einstein. Fishing is a quest for knowledge and wonder as much as a pursuit of fish. The fish did live. In dreams, a boat symbolizes a journey or a crossing, an adventure or an exploration. It is what enables us to make the journey of education, curiosity, faith, desire, love. In dreams, a house is associated with protected space. It's an idea of nostalgia linked closely to the earliest times in the life. The house is the inner self. It evokes powerful feelings of belonging and contentment throughout one's life. It was late August and I wanted to be there. I love so deeply the shadows of their eyelashes, how their irises constrict, the highlights in their undulating hair. I love how the light contours their skin while it deepens my lines of life. I found a boathouse. The boat to cross the sea and the perilous journey to me. I've willfully lost myself in my kids, their life and wildness, their pure curiosity, creativity, and thirst for life. It's now time to find myself for my kids, to fill the house with all I want them to see, learn, shape, reshape, and leave without ever leaving. I found a boathouse, the light within. Adopt the pace of nature, said Emerson. Her secret is patience. Like a waterfall, let go and fall. Deep down, we already know the truth. How intimately do you know your truth? This morning, we chose to intersect here. Shannon thought of me for the themed journey. She's so grand, authentic, brilliant, radiant. Thank you. And Marwan said yes. He is so grand. Eloquent, generous, talented. Thank you. One decision along our paths. full of twists and turns. The intersection of creative mornings, Ottawa. You and your journeys, surely full and fascinating, and a little meander along sections of mine. One truth, I am scared, shaky, honored, grateful, and continually lost. Journey. The theme is a bit of a rabbit hole. Google has so many words to describe a journey. Any of them speak to you? Adventure, crossing, exploration, migration, odyssey, passage, pilgrimage, quest. As I pondered what to share on the theme, I dreamed awake that I could tell you a hero's journey, the superpowers I crave to be the change I wish to see in the world. Ganzi. From stasis, ordinary, to an ascent towards higher planes. But that's just for screenplays, really. Have you heard of Ikigai? The Japanese concept of a reason for being? Have you heard of Ikigai? We all have an Ikigai. But to find it requires a journey of self-discovery, they say. A circle, a measure of satisfaction, when you choose to reflect on your journey, usually in times of crisis, midlife crisis. And because this girl could just not sleep, because her thoughts were way too deep, her mind had gone out for a stroll and fallen down a rabbit hole. So this morning, I take you on a stroll of sections of my journey, seeking my Ikigai. Like Alice in Wonderland, I always craved the different, to find my spell-binding dimension down my rabbit hole. Rabbits, carrots, carrots. I often crave carrot juice. Maybe it's a sign, my instinct craving beta-carotene in moments when I lack clarity. Nebulous goals, because goals should be out of reach, but never out of sight. Cheers. Breathe. We can all take a breath on these slides. Why? Do you know the work of Simon and Sinek? Start with why. He says the power of why is not an opinion, it's biology. The Optimism Company. I used to believe I was doomed to pessimism. Cyclical depression was my DNA. I just had a real dark side, which can spark lots of creative expressions, but no, one can become an optimist. Why? I was obsessed with why for a while. That's a journey. Inner dialogue. I am so ordinary in a world of immense grandeur. My journey has been so slow and bumpy and of doubts and detours, and an inner voice so often pushed aside. There's so much suffering and loss, so much darkness. They say discomfort of uncertainty can become catalyst for self-discovery. Remember, you said you'd say yes to everything that came your way when you midlife crisis? The verb. Because life does speed up drastically. Yes. I just returned from my 6th season guiding in Antarctica. Almost a year of life spent immersed in ice. That's a journey, Antarctica. The word is enough to describe wonder, pristine, and impact. A journey of immensity at the bottom of the globe. Remember when we used to spin the globe with eyes closed and just pointed at the next dream destination? Ineffable, too great or extreme to be expressed or described in words. Travel with me to Antarctica. Icebergs. Their spiritual symbolism encourages the exploration of the hidden aspects of us, uncovering the submerged emotions that shape our behaviors and influence our lives. Just as only a small portion of an iceberg is visible above the water's surface, Everyone we meet may be dealing with unseen struggles. A reminder for empathy and understanding in our interactions. Carried along by currents and shaped by the elements, icebergs are symbols of the trials and transformation we face on our journeys. We have infinite depth, complexity, majesty, and grandeur. Penguins, with their waddling walk and sleek swimming skills, symbolize balance and agility. This duality between land and sea, awkwardness and elegance, echoes the idea of balance. Balancing our strengths and weaknesses, our failures and successes. Penguins serve as the delightful reminder that life is to be enjoyed, not just lived. To cherish moments of fun and play, and to spread joy wherever we go. This year, it meant the world to me to finally share Antarctica. This wildness, strange and fascinating ship life, inspiring colleagues and shipmates. With Liam and Amelia, their father and my dear friend. I worked so hard for them to finally polar plunge with me, because it is ineffable. Take a breath. A vision board for my 40s. I volunteered at an adventure school in British Columbia in my early 20s, and this quote was in one of the outhouses. It felt, even then, like a lifelong quest. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. That experience was my first true taste at belonging. Not the outhouse moment yet. I do dream of off-road living. Off-road, yes, van life, but off-grid living is what I meant, right? Give yourselves permission to shine. Have you met along your journeys people that inspired you to shine? I had the absolute honor of meeting the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu and his wife Leah. Their presence and laughter could hold the weight of the world. I met this man on the plane who had lost his son tragically, who taught me about the cycles of grief with such potency. I met a Viking who saw my Valkyrie within. A mentor who believes in how I see. Musicians that remind us to be free. A teacher with red hair who embodies authentic generosity. The one who dyed his hair blue. Maya Swati. Okay, Sophie, focus. The theme is journey. So where do I start? We can start this way. I met a guy in a bar. Lots of good stories start that way, said Marwan. He said, I can go back to my dog sledding gig if I buy my own team when I get some dogs. I said, yes, of course. I always wanted dogs, and my parents always said no. About 21, yes. A 5-year journey. I then took an adventure and ecotourism degree, and I did an apprenticeship with Blackfeather, the wilderness adventure company that was started by the founders of Trailhead right here in Ottawa. Another turn on my guiding journey. The guy from the bar was long gone. Lake Superior by sea kayak, Georgian Bay, French River, and other whitewater rivers by canoe. And then Wendy, the owner of the company at the time, asking me, where would you like to go, Sophie? I looked at the t-shirt with our destinations. Greenland? Greenland, the flow edge north of Baffin Island. Landscapes so powerful. I found the root meaning of life aligned with soul. Remember, like a waterfall, let go and fall. Inexpressible, of a feeling too strong to be described or conveyed in words. I guided 10 expeditions on the east coast of Greenland. It has shaped so much of how I feel the world, yet it is inexpressible. So in the words of Gretel Ehrlich, who wrote, "This cold heaven, 7 seasons in Greenland. 24-hour-a-day sun, and I'm living in a skinned, turned inside out. All privacies externalized. Light spills onto the top of the world and keeps spilling. Sometimes blue rinses the white walls of floating islands. Only the water is black, a burnt-out flame. I dream I can snap my fingers and make water boil just like that. Even timelessness can be wasted. Again, I take bearings at the horizon, no reference point. Not knowing is the other name for a Greenland summer day. Night gives itself completely to day, like unearned affection. No escape from overexposure. I shiver. The sun's cool passion. Even shut, my eyes are light struck. Because when you feel belonging, there can only be belonging. And then you look for it everywhere you go. And I found glimpses of it along the way. But I also found at every corner reasons to not belong. It hurt so deeply. Then Brené Brown told me, stop walking through the world looking for confirmation that you do not belong, because you will always find it, because you have made that your mission. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. Thanks, Brené, but who are you, Sophie? Am I what I do? I'm a generalist. I'm kind of okay at a lot of things, but never push things far enough to feel fulfilling, the Da Vinci complex. Am I what I accomplish? Blank. Am I what I contribute? I'll be a massage therapist. I'm pretty good with my hands. A parallel career to his. I'll keep guiding. I'll reproduce. Kids, they can contribute so much more. I will flow in this current that feels foreign, but just flow. Find your flow. Be you. But I'm not flowing. I am always against the current. Am I who I'm with? I have such amazing friends all over the world, an amazing community right here. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with concept. They say it's not about the journey or the destination, it's about the company, right? But you always wanted to be somewhere else all your life. And you always felt like you were at the periphery. You never allowed yourself to be, to belong. I'm a good chameleon. So how about kind of living a parallel life to this man you'll marry and have kids with? He's so grand that can only elevate me. None of that consciously, of course. It worked for a while. Then I lost my mind again. We separated. He's still grand, Jeff. And we have two perfectly shaped human beings from that union. I used to collect kaleidoscopes. I'm a mother. The journey of motherhood sometimes feels like a kaleidoscope. They say the turns of the kaleidoscope could represent crucial events, life changes, disturbances. Or it could represent new meaning, changing perspective, and one's attitude to the circumstances. Because life is truly amazing. Giving life is wild. How do we reconnect with the qualities of our instinct? Can we travel back through time, the kaleidoscope of time, please? For you to see and mirror what shaped you, what shaped me. Breathe. If you could just see it or feel it before it happens, would you hold me a little? For later, when all the pieces fall apart, I'd hold you. Mirrors are portals reflecting one soul. Hold on to you. And hold on to memories. My son and his piercing blue eyes, my daughter with her purposeful gaze, bribed for a studio shoot with a room full of paint, brushes, their bodies as canvases, as the promise of a cone with 2 scoops of ice cream. What led to this precise moment is unclear, an instant when life is altered by a significant, yet possibly also quite insignificant realization. A moment frozen in time, like an ice core extracted from a glacier. A moment carved in stone like a fossilized artifact, or mummified like ancient gods. The exact moment that turned the theme memories into this photograph was an unintentional pause in the moment of time. Motherhood altered, the past fossilized, and the future mummified. I always thought of memories as past, a nostalgic reflection, a recollection of life infused with potent emotions, distinct scents, and vibrant feelings. Yet, in this instant, memories became the future, memories seen in the determination of her eyes, the contemplation in his, and the reverence in mine. I'm a mother. Memories are now all about stepping stones to the future, creating layers of life, connection, heart, and colors for us to remember. Their heartbeats, to live every moment forever. Am I what I choose to share? Brené in my mind, the mind I can only seem to lose. Who are you? I could have lost myself in love. I kind of did when I felt it again, so strong. But he left. Do you know the song New Haven by Chadwick Stokes? But you say, if you come, you won't find me, and I start to feel poison ivy, and I want to shed my skin. I want to shed my skin. All the life we could have had. Paralyzing loneliness. So just you. Be who you are. But you left because of me. All of that mixed in a blender with values and I hopes and big dreams and I expectations and conflicting in a worlds and worldviews and climate crisis and ecological anxiety and the deep need for more purpose, to be surrounded by purpose, to stop cutting down trees, to love. the vastness of the poles. There, where I can be insignificant, so infinitesimal, yet simply content. But I'm here, where I don't know how to be here. There is way too much around me here. So I slowly and abruptly sank. The darkness of thoughts spiraling slowly within, abruptly within. I was engulfed in darkness. Layers upon layers and layers of darkness. Let go and fall is a self-portrait journey. I was engulfed in darkness, full body, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, impasse. I remember my daughter holding my face so full of tears with her 10 fingers and soft palms, telling me, as I had told her for a scraped knee, "Mama, just breathe, breathe. It will be okay, just breathe." Doesn't this feel reverse? "That's a lot of mucus, Mama," she said. "Let me get you a tissue." Maybe I should have invested, bought shares in Kleenex. Have you? That is the next book series I need to read, Smart Investments, for their future. And it's so hard sometimes, and I'm so tired and lonely. Why can't I just fit in, function within? And what have I done? And what am I doing to my kids? So I took the little yellow pills to soften the panics. I found a life coach, I read, I researched, I listened to all the podcasts as I skied and skied further, ran and ran further, and biked further outside where it felt easier to breathe. To breathe. We are the shapers of culture, the workers of change, the dreamer of dreams. So many nights of insomnia, when all I craved were escapes to dreams. Legend says when you can't sleep at night, it's because you're awake in someone else's dream. Whose dream? Come find me, please, here, just right here. More bunnies. I'm not sure which is scarier, letting someone get too close or pushing them away when they do. I think I pushed you all away. Can you forgive me? Breathe. I needed references, authors that had mastered their subjects. Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less, but better, by Greg McEwen. Yes. Essentialism is the idea that you should define your highest level of contribution and protect that ability to do that thing over all else. I so want to be an essentialist. And I dislike the endless choices of poor quality and the waste of our society. Not superficially, like a deep, deep dislike of overwhelm and powerlessness and of way, way too much. All the documentaries, breaking boundaries. What's next? How do I live now? How to align what's next? References, personality tests, oh my God. The Enneagram, I'm a number 4. The individualist, I'm a Libra, a dragon of fire. A mediator, an advocate, INFPT. Traits, introverted, intuitive, feeling, prospecting, turbulent. I am 68% turbulent. Characterized by conflict, disorder, and confusion. Yeah, even the World Wide Web tells me. The dark night of the soul, HSP, highly sensitive person, the Baha'i faith, oneness of humanity, I crave oneness, indigo. Have you heard of starseeds? Indigo, it's wild. So many audiobooks and podcasts, So alone. I felt so alone. Did you listen to it? Alone, a love story? It's brilliant storytelling. Is that my reality? Attachment styles. I was so deeply heartbroken. Rewired, the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Just rewire, Sophie. Your intuition is real. JOMO, the joy of missing out. Yes. It all made so much sense while listening, but little made sense within. How do we find sense? How does a journey make sense? Or does it have to? When you felt, I've always felt, like what made sense to the majority made no sense to you, where do you go? To the serenity to accept the things I cannot change? Where do you look? To the courage to change the things I can. Where? To the wisdom to know the difference. I continued to look within for more creative expressions, to look within from a place of more belonging. I had to consciously transform tearing loneliness into spacious aloneness, one that can be filled with so much more. I slowly learned to reassemble a life. I landed a dream job as the photography specialist for Parks Canada. It's rewarding and so challenging. The reminder to just keep going, trusting my creative ways, when that too makes no sense, because still things often make no sense to me. I found anchors. I invested in things that can't leave me. People who would choose not to. I moved 5 times. I bought a new bike. I bought new skis, new shoes, because I still need to go further. I was not supposed to leave, remember, home without ever leaving. But I realized I can only show my kids to dare on their own journeys with the choices I make in mine. I leave to guide in Antarctica for 2 months every year to reconnect with my infinitesimal self and recalibrate what makes no sense within. I leave to ski, to run, to bike, to learn, to be with friends that shine. Kids shine. Liam and Amelia, you shine. I leave to never leave, but to reflect, because life is a reflection of intent. Love reflects love, and hate reflects hate. Love. Will I find love? Will love find me? I leave to anchor. Ooh, and what are the anchors on your journeys? I also leave to draw, to sketch, to paint, and make beaded jewelry inspired by the polar regions. In Antarctica, we do auctions to raise funds for charitable organizations that aim to empower the polar tourism industry to make valuable contributions to scientific research. Because I am more than aware of my footprint. So these past seasons, I painted 8 nautical charts that help raise just over $40,000 for 2 charitable organizations, Oceanites and Polar Collective. And in me, one truth, momentum to more and momentum to trust. It is true, the least moment is of importance to all nature. The entire ocean is affected by a pebble. I also leave a few trips a year to travel the country and take photos of various Parks Canada sites. I believe in their mandate, the people working to make a difference. As a child, I used to sit at the bottom of the stairs where my father's collection of National Geographic was waving at me daily in its yellow shade. I could not read English yet, so it was all about the impact of the photographs, how they were strategically placed on the pages to tell a story, how the photographer's vision and timing were aligned to make a significant and lasting contribution to our world. I sensed, even in my youth and pajamas on the stairs, that they cared about sharing their vision, dared in its composition, to tell a story, and trusted the light on their subjects. Like the lines created on land by the migratory paths, photography is a concept of the humanity of a significant moment. An image as the ability to bring meaning, to influence, to inspire, to protect, to bring focus with leading lines on what's important, the priority axis nature is guiding us towards. And as I get older, feeling like time is moving faster, I feel much more the interconnectedness all around. We may be tiny dots on Earth, but we're here. We exist alongside each other, tiny dots on our planet. Embrace what resonates with you, always part of something intangible and vast in every single instant. Not a reason to feel lost or engulfed in darkness, a reason to look up from the rabbit hole, to seek, to dare, to shine, to journey. Because we cannot protect something we do not love, so love fiercely. And we cannot protect what we do not know, so be curious. And we cannot know what we do not see, hear, or sense, so share and learn with all your senses, pores, and cells. A light of optimism. If I could start a movement, it would be stay weird and be kind. Stay weird and be kind. Dr. Seuss said, why fit in when you were born to stand out? So please shine, stand out. For me, I am sure he meant stand outside, Soph. Yes, I will, as often as I can. Thank you for this intersection with me. Shared fallen leaves, the energy of renewal for what's shed along our journey. This is renewal for what's shed along my journey. Curiosity fuels growth and discovery. Embrace the journey.